Are you feeling scattered and burned out? Guess what? It's not your nervous system. It's something way more wild. If you're tired of staying stuck in the same healing loop, it's time to restore your feminine power by connecting to your inner wild woman. So let's start by looking at what I call the sovereign embodied spiral. This is a spiral of awakening that I believe most feminine beings here on earth go throughout their lifetime. A spiral represents never-ending transformation and renewal and never-ending integration and awakening as we move deeper and deeper into our being and becoming. It's endless, really. So we start off by domestication. Okay, what is the problem with domestication? Civilization. This has left a lot of women in despair. We have been objectified, we have been ridiculed, we have been ostracized. We are either too much or too little, or to this or to that for societal standards. We are placed in a constant hamster wheel of do. Wake up, work, eat, sleep, repeat. And if you're taking care of a family, you're taking on 10 times more. So in this objectification of who we are and in demoralization of who we are, we have not only been subjected to consumerism, we have been projected the idea that we are products of consumerism. Let that sink in the next time you consume content, social media, food, products, services. So the idea that our identity is created by domestication, where other people outside of ourselves, society tells us who we are, what we need to do in life, how we should feel, how we should dress, is totally absurd if you really contemplate it. This, in fact, controls our nervous system, where we feel stressed and burned out. So yes, on some level, your nervous system is not in coherency with peace, with joy and abundance. But we're looking at the result, right? We're not looking at the cause. So domestication is where it all starts. We want change, right? Change starts on the inside. If you want to change your world, if you want to change your life, change your inner constitution, change your inner institution by following your intuition. So next up we have what we call fragmentation. So this is the onslaught of trauma. Some traumatic event created a painful experience and separation, fragmentation between who you truly are and certain parts of your soul expression took place, and certain parts of you kept away because it's deemed untrue, unnecessary, bad. No one wants to be a bad girl. Okay. Exile. So then you go through some sort of experience in life where you feel ridiculed, exile. You can't sit with us energy, you know what I'm saying? And this is where you learn to go your own way. where you push beyond the borders of the matrix mindset, so to speak. Descend is up next. Interesting that descend landed at the very top. Descend is when you descend is when you reach rock bottom. This is where you lose it. You lose everything. Rock bottom. Okay. So what is the big problem? The big problem is that a lot of people stay stuck between descent and domestication. So a lot of people, a lot of feminines believe that once you hit rock bottom, the solution is to go back, all the way back, and find the solution in domestication. So you're reaching outside of yourself for the solution. You're asking the institution, the constitution, the external creation of Western society, the patriarchy created by man, the fascist mulism. What is the next step? And so basically you're constantly in a negative feedback loop between domestication, fragmentation, exile, and descent. And what do we need to do? Don't have the marker that I need. You have to remember, Simba, remember who you are. I hope you watch Lion King, otherwise this is just a reference you won't understand. But yeah, Mufasa descended to a higher plane of existence, and he's watching as Simba is moving into the embodied state of being a king. Simba is coming home to himself, and within Simba seeking self-actualization, he does what? He looks up to the stars and he asks, Father Sky, where am I now and where am I going? And Father Sky answers, remember who you are. Simba. Okay, so remembrance is about embodied awakening, feeling it in your bones, experiencing self-actualization as supreme consciousness, as you in the here and the now. And this is why embodied practices is so effective. So down below, you can look for the link for a 3-day embodied and integration practice called the Glow Code. And not only will this practice help you rejuvenate your energy so that you awaken that natural inner goddess glow, but it also helps you embody your intuition to remember who you are, who you're becoming, and who you've always been, so that you can break out of this loop, Linda, because this is not working for us. Okay. So divine identity, right? This is what remembrance is about. Divine identity is not something that someone can teach you. It's not about how does a millionaire feel, and let's feel like that and do the things that millionaires do. I'm not saying that there is no truth in that, and I'm not saying that that is a viable way to make millions. By all means, embody the energy that you want, that you desire if you want to be a millionaire. What I'm saying is that divine identity is not something that, you need to model or you need to overthink. It's not something that you get outside of yourself. It's not something that someone else projects out, which you have to embody or catch up on. Divine identity is who you've always been before the conditioned mind, before domestication and fragmentation and trauma and all of this set in. It's your divine blueprint. And that is what makes you so beautiful, so inspiring, so unbelievably passionate. I know you have something inside of you that you want to birth into life. And the time for you to do it is now. After remembrance, we have what we call integration. So integration is what happens when you look at these fragmented parts of what they call the shadow self, shadow aspects of what society said is unnecessary, too much or too little, unworthy, the parts that you keep hidden, the parts of your being that is unconscious to you. You start looking at the fragmentation that took place with integration, and you reintegrate dualistic opposition within yourself back into the light of consciousness, and therefore you are now experiencing wholeness within yourself, that which you already are. You are consciousness. There's nothing outside of consciousness. You are all that is. So you're already whole. It's just that you come back to the remembrance and the experience of the wholeness. The beauty of fragmentation. Everything can be alchemized, right? And then you move on to rewilding before the final step of being an embodied sovereign being. So remember, this is a spiral, and it's a never-ending spiral, like I said. So you can catch yourself. Please don't spiral out. Spiral in to the center of your being.